Welcome to Module 16, The War of 1812.
In this module, we'll consider the revolutionary changes the early 19th century brought to ordinary people, both American and Native, as a result of technological innovation, westward expansion, and war. We'll start with an assessment of how the economic revolution of the early 19th century affected new states and territories in the West. New technological developments, such as roads, steamboats, canals, railroads, and the telegraph, began to connect more and more people over longer distances, affecting the speed and ease with which people could travel, communicate, and market their products. Then we'll move to the War of 1812. A multifaceted conflict fought on land and sea, the War of 1812 was a diplomatic, military, and cultural event which reveals broader American sentiments about the nation and its progress. This module will provide a historical overview of the war, but also ask you to consider how the war and major figures associated with it were remembered. We'll discuss the escalation of the conflict between the U.S. and Britain over issues of trade and the forced impressment of American sailors to serve in the British Navy in their war against France. Then we'll turn to the conflict on land, which was fought not only between the U.S. and Britain, but also between the U.S. and a pan-Indian insurgency led by two Shawnee brothers, Tecumseh and the prophet Tenskwatawa.
You'll draw on the context provided in Module 10 on Pontiac's Pan-Native resistance and in Module 15 on the Ohio Confederacy of Natives to fully understand this latest example of Pan-Native resistance to American encroachment.
The War of 1812 is often overlooked as a historically significant conflict, in part because it resulted in the deaths of only less than 0.5% of all servicemen who fought in the war. However, it was very significant in terms of the way the United States began to understand itself as a nation. The required readings for this module will help to contextualize the war from the perspective of a divided Congress and from the perspective of Tecumseh and his followers.
Good luck with Module 16.